Hey guys, me Matthew again, and today I'm going to be doing another audio series. Anyways, if you're new here, please like, subscribe to the bell down below. If you're not subscribed, please like, subscribe to the bell down below, as well as go for my community posts. You do not know where you may find. But anyways, this story is pretty much similar to Hunger Games and several other types, but slightly different. It's a bit more similar to Minecraft story mode, where they encounter the games at the end of season 2, but it's a bit more realistic than Minecraft to the best of my capability, and is in a future setting. But anyways, I hope you enjoy the story. Chapter 2, A Reputation of New Beginnings. I was being prepped for FTS in an elevator. One of the people who was helping me get prepped put a tracker the size of a pill tablet that you put under your tongue until it dissolves. The person put the tracker in my back right shoulder, which stung like a son of a bitch. Once the elevator was at its stop, the door opened. I saw bright white. I felt the breeze of nature, so I walked forward and saw what appeared to be the battlefield. The battlefield was a jungle, but it appears that there's big walls that takes up 1% of the stadium, that is 10 times bigger than the ones back in 2022, if not further up the years until the war began. I turned around to see that the elevator was moving up, leaving a mark on the ground. I believe the game is Announcer. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Today at the S.X.S. we have an oldie but a goodie. It's a game that was popular for the Minecraft fans out there. It's The Walls. The Walls rules are build up your defenses, offense, and shelter, of course. Now don't worry, the structures are already made based on your randomization of how the opponents will make their plays depending on the set conditions that was given on the test results. Anyways, all players get into position, and when you're ready, send up a player, but be warned. The other players will know a rough idea of where you are, unless you're one of the 20% that set up your player points to be rigged to shoot when you pull a string that is a good distance away from you. But anyways, when all 100 players have sent their players, the first game of FTS will begin. The base I designed on a computer with the set jungle landscape has a hideout that allows me to release the flare outside while I'm in a bunker that has tunnels that I have access to that will allow me to sneak up on my opponents. But anyways, I'm in the bunker now, and I'm releasing the flare in 3, 2, 1. I release the flare. Announcer. And let FTS begin, he said enthusiastically. I have my base set up like a spider's web. When I know where everyone is by hearing small bells at different areas of my base with strings attached to each bell. The one thing I forgot to mention is that when someone dies, there's no cannon fire unlike Hunger Games. Instead, in this game of FTS, their base gets blocked off by walls the moment another player is outside of the base, putting the base into storage down below, and trust me, those motors are loud. So far, I've heard 5 bases go down, maybe more, but I know I'm safe for now. I heard one of my bells go off hard, so I ran to it. When I arrived, I heard footsteps above, so I grabbed a sliding spike trap to the end of the wall. Then I waited for the footsteps to stop. Once they did, I pulled a rope to open the hatch above and got 2 people in the trap, a man as well as a woman who must have been together because they don't look related, but anyways, I decided to go up to the surface to get a better view after I sealed up the hatch. When I got up there, I was at the 5th highest place I could be to survey the land. I found a bow as well as some arrows. I saw a player 50 feet down and 1,000 feet away, so I grabbed the bow, placed an arrow at the string, pulled back, aimed at my target, then let go of the string that was up to my face. The arrow ricocheted off the tree I aimed at and hit my target in the neck, I believe. I couldn't tell if the player was a man or a woman, but that doesn't matter. An hour later, I was in an open part of my base. It allows me to see everyone I could see, but everyone I can see me as well. I saw 5 men coming my way, but only one has a bow. If you want me, shoot me, you stupid men, I yelled. I flipped them off, and the one with the bow shot out, and when the arrow hits, I saw broken glass from a mirror. I looked over at another mirror to see that my trap worked. They all fell down into one of my spike traps, but this one only activates when one of the set mirrors hit pressed or gains an excess amount of weight, or in this case, an arrow. I believe that makes 8 I've killed, and add that to the 35 bases I've heard go down into storage, that makes 43 as far as I've grasped. Announcer. Hello, everyone. I'd like to announce that there are now only 50 players left. Know that I've said that. Can all players go to the elevator closest to you, or wait for the next S.X.S game? He said informatively. I went to the elevator it came from as I watched it come down to where it left the ground before the first game had started. I got inside when the door opened, and one of the preppers took out the tracker in my shoulder. Still stings like a son of a bitch. I was taken to my new quarters, and I was told to get dressed nice for the cameras. I took a shower, then dressed myself up in red as well as black dress pants, a red as well as black shirt, including bow tie. I put my fire-colored hair in a ponytail, then sprayed smoking rose spray on me. I was then done and headed to my escort. They took me over to the camera room where the announcer is. I saw the other 48 players, including Beast Connigan, who is on TV right now. Announcer. So, you're Beast Connigan, yes? He asked enthusiastically. Beast Connigan. I am, she smiled warmly. Announcer. Your name means Beast Queen in German, right? Beast Königin. And Beast König means Beast King, but why do you ask? Announcer. So what I'm asking is, are you two together, or have you two been together, or have you two only just hooked up? He looks at the camera with a wide grin of interest. Beast Königin. We only hooked up months ago and hardly ever see each other because that night we met, he saved me, then we ended up in here, he said matter-of-factly. Announcer. Well, that just means you two are going to have to do your best to survive on out of here by winning the FTS games. He said, both reassuring and still keeping his voice straight. Beast Königin. Oh, we're happy to do that by dividing and conquering until we have no choice but to team up. Though that may not be the order ends up being. She smiles with a little bit of giggling. Announcer. Well then, guess we'll see how everything plays out. But anyways, Beast Königin politely interrupts by speaking as she raised her hand up flat. Beast Königin. Hold on. Beast Königin, can you please come here real quick? She winked at me. I smiled, and the person behind me said, Don't worry, I'll save your spot for you, he said motherly. Thank you, ma'am. I headed over and Beast Königin grabbed my hand and then kissed me. I closed my eyes while I hear the crowd cheering. I opened my eyes. Announcer. Well then, guess I will talk to you next time, Beast Königin. But since you're up here, Beast König, how about you talk to me for a bit? Beast Königin. See you on the battlefield sometime, my König. She giggled and smiled. I smiled. See you then, my Königin. I giggled. Beast Königin walked off with a wave as she's escorted off. I sat down. Announcer. So is it true that you saved your queen? I did. I even killed the bastard who tried to steal from us and ended up getting stabbed in the process, but I'm still here. Announcer. Indeed you are, but tell me, what were you two going to do if you hadn't have encountered that guy? I looked to my side. Oh, we were just going to my house to have some fun. Announcer. Ooh, and what kind of fun are we talking about? I think you all already know, but I'm not going to be specific about it. Announcer. Oh, I think I do. But anyways, how much do you bench? I bench myself every time, but if you ask for my weight, normally I would be classified as obese, but since I am fit, last time I checked, I was 250.2. Announcer. Wow, you're straight muscled. You weigh so much. Pretty much. Announcer. You know, with this little romance that has developed between you and Beast Königin, you both may end up getting sponsors that will allow the both of you to get upgrades along with other stuff. I'm pretty sure that she knew that. I'm sure that's why she called me up to kiss me so that can happen. Announcer. I bet, but anyways, it's time for the next player to come up to talk with me. So you have a nice day, Beastconic. I'll try. I went to my new room with my escort. I got changed, then I made myself a hot spring watered bath that will relieve my muscles while I sleep for a little bit. As I sink into the hot spring water, I feel my muscles slowly relaxing. The warmth envelops my body, easing away the tension from the day's events. I let out a soft sigh as my head rests against the edge of the tub. What a day. I wonder what the next game of FTS will be. I asked myself as I thought about BeastCon again, while I closed my eyes, wishing that that bastard I killed had tried to steal from us. If BeastCon would have found out that he was pregnant the next morning, but I'll never know since it had been 2 months from that event that led to now. The thought of BeastCon makes me smile faintly in the peaceful warmth of the water. I remember the softness of her lips against my own moments ago, and how she fit perfectly against my body. The memories makes me unconsciously touch my chest where the knife had pierced through. I opened my eyes for a moment before noticing that I was, well, let's just say that part of my body was excited while I had been thinking about BeastCon again. I heard an alarm telling me that I should get out of the tub since it's been 30 minutes now. So I got out, dried off my body thoroughly before putting on some underwear, then dropped into bed on my back, wrapping a blanket around my feet before cuddling a very long pillow that I wrapped my arms and legs around, resting my head on a pump pillow. I soon fell asleep when I closed my eyes.